Welcome to Inside Sim Racing. I'm Darren Ganji, and I'm here with Mike Caminetti and Jake Snedden. And first up, we're going to thank PXN for sending us this bundle of joy.
Really? Bundle of joy, he says.
Joy's a great word.
It is, isn't it? Quick disclaimer, they sent us this to review. We did not pay for it. They gave it to us. They did not give us any feedback or want to see this before we show this. So this is all of our take on it. And I'd like to thank our sponsor, SimMotion. Check us out at simmotion.com. And a little bit about this, 3.2 Newton meter direct drive wheelbase, 2-pedal set, show the 2-pedal set there, Hall effect sensors, actually back to the base, 180 or 1800 degrees of rotation, and like I said, Hall effect brake and throttle, and it comes with this handy dandy table clamp. So before we actually get going here and we start talking about it, and just so you guys know what we're doing here, we're just kind of gonna go off the cuff here. We're gonna talk about pedals, the base, the wheel. You're gonna hear these two jokers' take on it. And yeah, we're gonna try to have some fun with it. We're gonna start with, Jake and I actually went over all the software settings, so we're gonna show you that right now. All right, so we mixed up the cameras. We got two cameras running, this one and that one. So now you can see Jake's pretty face.
Oh, God.
So first thing we're gonna do is check out the software on this. Oh, before we get to that though, I forgot to mention, $260 this bundle goes for. And the other spec that I forgot about was it's got up to 1800 degrees of rotation. So you want to do some truck sim, and wouldn't this be a great truck sim wheel,
Oh,
Jake?
yeah.
What, you don't like the 270 millimeters for truck driving?
I love it.
Okay. So so the software is pretty basic. Actually, I didn't notice it's got a temperature.
Yeah, pretty surprising for a $260 wheelbase, but...
So you've got your general force feedback, mechanical max torque, mechanical center. We've got everything maxed out on this thing. Mm-hmm. We've got it at 900 degrees of rotation. So that's pretty much it as far as what you got for settings go. Now let's go check out the pedals and let's talk about the curves and stuff. We can see if we want to.
If you guys are wondering why the rotational stability is turned all the way down, though, the wheel inherently has a very big slow feeling to it initially. If you turn down the rotational stability, it makes the wheel nice and snappy.
Click that question mark. What does that question mark say when you...
A speed-dependent resistance that increases as the base rotates faster. So basically, if you have this at a lower setting, it's going to compensate and give you that damping basically on rotation. If you turn all the way down, it's not going to have that. That's why when you have it down, you get more snap.
Well, you know what it even says here too. Go back to that stable steering. Ideal for low-speed new drivers.
Yep.
So that makes sense. Well, we're definitely not new drivers, so no wonder. I remember when we first started driving this thing, you were saying it felt kind of.
Yeah, I was just like, what? And then I was like reading through here, and funny what reading will get you.
Yeah, amazing.
Turn that down and fix my problem. So.
All right, so let's go. Let's actually go to steering wheel next. Let's check that out. What is there anything? Okay, so we can link the paddles. Mm-hmm. We can do bite point. So if you guys are familiar with the bite point adjustment, if you want to get some great launches for standing starts, you hold both paddles in, dump one, and then slowly release the other. So it looks like you can create a bite point there, mm-hmm. And you can calibrate in that. And let's go to the pedals. And so you've got 4 presets for output curves. And then you can, I'm assuming you can manually...
Yeah, I think you can just click here and grab.
And move them. All right, so there's how we got it set up on the PC. It's also, didn't mention, compatible with the Xbox and PlayStation 4. So first thing we're going to talk about is the pedals, and it has this spring and elastomer stack that goes with the brake. You can do 60-degree tilt adjustment. You can move the pedals up, and the pedal faces up and down. And Mike, let's start with you. And what was your take on these pedals?
Well, the pedals felt very strong and secure to the rig when we were testing them. The throttle felt great. I mean, it just felt like any normal throttle. Just has a normal progressive spring. The brake had good stiffness to it. It's not load cell though, correct? It's
No,
angle censored.
It's Hall effect sensor, and again, you get this. You got an elastomer here. Get our camera down here. Elastomer and a spring stack here, which is not adjustable. You don't. I would have liked to have seen another spring.
Yeah, like some spring options.
So let me ask you this: more positional memory or muscle memory with these pedals?
A little bit of both. I think really when you get to an angle sensor type pedal, you start off with having to kind of let your muscle memory remember just the exact angle that you want for like 75%.
So positional memory.
Yeah.
Okay. Jake, what do you think of the pedals?
I'd say it's also a mix between the two. If I had to lean on one, though, I'd probably say you could definitely derive some muscle memory out of these in terms of if we maybe spent 15 minutes total between all of us driving these, but I think given just the actual feeling
15
of the
minutes
pedal,
each at least.
Yeah, I think given the actual pedal, if you put some time in, you could probably get some muscle memory down with this, as long as that elastomer, the quality of the elastomer, holds up.
It seems like it would. It seems like a good quality elastomer. Again, like and I agree with what both these guys just said. I mean, I can actually compress this with my fingers, and again, I would have liked to have seen. It looks like you probably could adjust it. There's a hex head right there. Looks like you could probably pull it apart.
Did you notice that they actually have a spring still in there too? So if you feel this pedal,
Yeah, it's just a
still
mechanical.
has a lot of
So
return
spring.
it basically,
It's the same pedal.
Yeah.
yes. So this
Except
is
for-
almost like a performance brake mod
Right.
on
A
the Moza.
progressive
Well,
stiffness.
The Moza R3 or R5 bundle with the SRP lights comes with it's called the Performance Light Kit, which is very similar to this. So yeah, if you didn't have this, these feel identical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would definitely get to, for me, positional
Oh yeah,
memory.
100%.
I agree that it's kind of a combination of both. And I also agree with what Jake said. The more you drive them, the more you're going to get comfortable with them. But I still think it's more on the positional side versus like with the load cell, your muscle memory, especially with a heavy load cell with a short throw. And then there is some adjustability with the angle, which we didn't mess with. We just kept these completely stock. You can mount them, hard mount them, which is what we did, and it's got some rubber pads on the bottom. So if you're on like a hard floor, you probably do a pretty good job of staying still. But anyway, that's anything else with the pedals?
No.
They are not compatible and do not line up with the V&M chassis or our SimMotion chassis that we sell on our site, which was kind of unfortunate to see. But
you were able to mount them with the two back holes.
the two front, but I wasn't able to get a solid 4-bolt mount.
Hey, that's
You-
nothing
you-
a drill can't help.
Yeah, but not everybody has accessibility to a drill, so.
Good points. Good points. I didn't feel any movement though.
Yeah, it was still pretty solid with the
I didn't
two,
notice
but
any either when I was on
Yeah,
it.
they.
I don't think they're stiff enough to be able to like remount it enough to where it comes up. But
The other thing too is if you were running it on the floor without hard mounting it, you could take this stack out, and yes, you're not going to get as good progression. You're not going to get as good a progression on the brake, but it keeps them. It's going to keep them more stable. It's not going to be. They're not going to be sliding on you. All right, so let's talk force feedback and the base. Jake, let's start with you this time.
all right.
3.2 newton meters of torque. What'd you think?
Honestly, not bad. I think for 3.2 newton meters, it feels great, especially given the price. The price per newton meter on this is actually pretty solid compared to most other models. And if I had to compare it to an R3, I honestly probably couldn't tell you that much of a difference.
I agree. I totally agree. And something we did, and we showed you this in the software settings, we cranked up the minimum, iRacing is all we ran on the PC. We cranked up the minimum force settings, and it definitely made a difference. You felt this too, Mike, on the straightaways.
Yeah, you got it brought up a lot of the detail, made it more prevalent, and yeah, it definitely improved.
And that's a tip for you guys if you're on iRacing. I'd say if you're in a 5 newton meter base or lower,
Or lower, yeah.
crank up that minimum force feedback. You get any higher than that, you don't need it. And it recommends that you don't run it. You don't run any of that minimum force. Basically, it just enhances that low-end force feedback.
Yeah, the one thing I would like to add, though, is on the PC you can fix it with the rotational stability, but when you're on the console, the only mark I'd probably give for the force feedback is it's really slow to center and feels really
Not much center spring.
sluggish on the console.
Muddy.
Yeah, muddy,
but
and
all
it's
we-
not adjustable.
Yeah, but all we ran it with was our WRC. That might have changed per title. Something else we didn't talk about also, and I meant to mention this. You can, there's a mobile app that you can get
Correct.
and make adjustments.
So
also
you can
an app on the
configure
PC.
without needing a PC to
Yes,
Yep.
so you can make adjustments.
calibrate and stuff.
Yes, you can make adjustments on the fly with that app if you're on the console. So then you're not required to use a PC unless you're doing like a firmware update, which we did do before we started all this. I think we talked about it in the software portion. So anything else? And I agree with what the guy said. Force feedback does a job. I mean, it's not. One of the things I think it lacks is some heaviness in the corners. You're losing a little bit of the.
I was going to say this. It has good detail. So if you're racing and you're going down a straightaway or you're going over curbing, you feel it. It's there. But exactly to what you're saying, mid-corner, having to sustain any kind of force into it, it just kind of loses all detail
kinda
while
shallow,
you're going through that.
in a way.
Shallow is a good
Shallow.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's shallow.
I don't say it lose. I wouldn't say it loses detail, but you just when you're running like a 8 or 9 newton, like we were running the Logitech RS50. I'd say 8 newton meters is really getting you. Probably even 5 is going to give you
Your
more.
own arm, when your own muscles are stronger than the motor that you're using,
It's lacking a little bit.
it's
Then.
yeah.
But for 3.2 newton meters, it's definitely not bad.
We all started
$260 again, you know. It's
with
like,
something like that. didn't
Yes,
we? I mean,
yes.
I did. I know that.
Yep.
So,
I started off with no force feedback, so.
me too.
Thomas Super Wheel.
Yep, that's exactly what. No, before that, Thrustmaster T1.
God, you guys are old.
Yes, we are. Older and wiser. All right, so let's get to the wheel now. 270 millimeter diameter. Boy, with this thing off the base, it
Yeah,
is,
when you handed it to me, I was like,
Literal
"Whoa, wait
toy.
a second, is this the same?"
it is
wheel?
very lightweight. It's got a plastic. I wouldn't call it a quick release. Like I started taking this thing off earlier, and Jake's like, "You're gonna be there for a little while."
Lack
Yeah,
of
it
quick
is a
release.
long thread.
Very similar to a Thrustmaster.
And there's 2 points that you have to line this up with on here before you can even insert it. It's,
so let's show you guys that there.
It's a bit much for what it is.
but I felt it was solid. I didn't
oh yeah,
feel like
100%.
I didn't feel like
it doesn't wobble or anything.
yeah,
Does
like
that mean they offer different wheels?
no,
No,
they don't.
they
Now,
do have the ES form or the ES.
That's Moza.
What the hell am I talking about?
There's a formula mod.
Yeah, Formula Mod.
So yeah, you can turn this into a formula wheel, which is
Then
pretty
why
cool.
take the wheel? Why make the wheel? Maybe later on they'll have some other
What do you mean,
types
why-
of wheel. Why make it
Oh,
to
why
where
make-
the wheel can come off?
That's a great question. Something that I mentioned too while we were driving. I don't know why PXN didn't go with the ball lock system that they have on their higher end models.
Price point.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
price.
that would have added great points. That would have added some price, a little more price to this or cost to this, but then you'd be locked into their ecosystem because like you would be able to use this wheel. Like let's say you upgrade to a VD 4, 6, or 10, you would be able to use this wheel on it. With the way it is now, you can't. You're going to end up selling this whole packaging. If you want to.
So that wheel only it's not cross-platform on their product list.
No.
Wow. Okay.
That's where like a Moza beats them. But now Moza also just for the PC version is $299, and for the Xbox version $349. But you can use any of the wheels in the Moza ecosystem with that 3 newton meter base. Where PXN, I think they missed the mark with that.
Yeah, and what I don't understand is they have the VD4 bundle that also has the ball lock style quick release, and it's higher newton meter. It's only like $320, $330, so it's kind of like,
But just for the base,
why, huh?
is it just $320 for the base alone?
No, the whole bundle.
Oh,
And I'm confused why even bother making this if you have the VD4 and it can work with the ecosystem. I mean, that's for them to
Well, I
about
think
that.
this is a newer version of this V10. And this is the other thing. Why do they call it a V10?
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, 10 Newton meter? No.
oh no. I was going to say, why do they call it VD?
Yeah, we don't need to go there. So let's keep moving here. Paddle shifters. I think we all had the same take with these paddle shifters.
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, I've got big fat hands, and if you're using it, I touched the microphone.
How dare you?
You can see there's barely any room behind the paddle, so when you actually shift, your fingers can't be behind the paddle.
Yeah, they're knocking into the
there's not
fingers.
enough
Even
room.
me, like I have big hands, but I mean my fingers aren't like super thick, and I still same thing, just bumping my hands into the paddles, and it's really distracting.
It is. I mean, you kind of get used to it, but the bottom line is there's the gap here between the paddle and the wheel is not wide enough. And then, so you hear the click. It goes about an inch past the click.
I already know why they did it,
Why?
so they won't break.
Breakaway.
If
It's like
your-
breakaway.
Yeah, like
Because they know you're going to be just like,
let's say you got somebody who's just a little overzealous,
yeah.
and they're cranking on those paddle shifters, and they're not made of the best material. Maybe, I don't know. They seem like a pretty good
Aluminum.
thickness, but I can see that bending if they had a stopper shorter than what it's going.
Ow.
So sorry, Dad. but having your fingers stuck in there and being able to hurt your finger before hurting the product is really smart.
Yeah, I guess so.
No more they won't. It's a lot less replacements.
Also comes with clutches, not magnetic paddle shifters. It's definitely
Like
switch.
a micro switch or
Yep,
something.
exactly, micro switch. Buttons. So let's talk about the buttons. What do you guys think of the buttons? Jake, why don't you take buttons here?
I think the top 8 that you have here are really accessible. Like if if I put my hands up here and have my thumbs on the inside here, these are very accessible and easy to reach. But down here, I mean, you basically have to take your hands pretty much almost off the wheel. But to be fair, I mean, these are menu buttons. But I mean, really, you only have about 8 buttons to work with that are like easily accessible.
All right, last thing about the wheel is the material. So it is I got it written down here, ultra, because the other one was microfiber. Ultra fiber, they're calling it. So it's an ultra fiber leather. It feels good though. I think the grip is good. I think the circumference of the wheel itself is good. Ergonomically, I liked it.
They did a really great job of stitching the heck out of that thing.
Yep,
There's a lot of stitch in there.
there is. And I agree with everything we were talking about with the buttons. Buttons are not very clicky. They're kind of soft, but placement is good. They do the job. They're compatible with the console. Anything else about the wheel, guys? Before we move on to...
No, it kind of reminds me of the size of a Ayrton Senna wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned that when you were driving. Okay, desk mount or hard mount. So this is the mounts that we actually didn't try because we hard mounted it. And basically you attach... Jake, did you see how these worked?
Yeah, so basically, get you on the desk here. This, you can probably see from over there, but this will slide up into the desk. And right here you have 3 little markers. Well, really 2 markers, but you basically just slip it over and you slot it in. You might have to take a second to find it. But you'll kind of find a resting point. There we go. And then you basically just take an Allen, which is provided in the kit, and screw this down right into here. And honestly, for all the other table clamps I've seen, this is actually probably one of the better table clamp designs I've personally seen. It's pretty rock solid when you get it down.
This does look pretty solid.
It is. It's very solid. The main takeaway is just how much surface area that it takes up on the table to actually clamp down. And
Yeah.
the clamp on the bottom is really big too.
Yeah, I like how it integrates the so basically what Jake was talking about, it integrates these holes on this base plate. That base plate's integrated right into the wheel, isn't it? Or does it mount into there?
No,
I think
it's
either-
all kind of like a system, and then like right here as well, you have these Allens on the side, which are also for the mounting the base, but also when you get this unscrewed on the bottom of this, you'll notice there's a bunch of holes, so you can actually adjust the angle of the base through that as well.
Sweet.
So
Very cool. All right. Console compatibility. Console compatibility.
Blah,
Blah, blah, blah. Xbox. We only tried it on the Xbox. Kind of a funky setup. Have either of you guys seen a setup like that where you basically, doesn't it say controller on the back here
yeah,
somewhere?
over here.
Yeah, so it says controller on the back here, and basically what you end up doing is you plug the Xbox controller into the back of the base, and it acts as like an emulator, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's basically just, it's because of the licensing, it's basically just making the controller like the brain, like the hub for the buttons, and then it just makes the wheel basically like a joystick.
Yep.
It's really weird.
And I was assuming that it wouldn't have force feedback, but Jake's like, no, it's got force feedback. And so you plug the controller to that, and then this plugs in directly to the console. And then you have full functionality with the buttons, and you have to actually push the PXN button to get it to sync. And force feedback was, we just tested the Turtle Beach, and we tested the Moza R3, and felt just as good as both of those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, console, I was pleasantly surprised at how good it felt on the console. You didn't try it on the console.
Yeah, no, I was on iRacing.
You tried primarily iRacing. All right, so we're going to go to price point. $260. Mike, let's start with you.
I think anybody interested in this hobby, this is a great entry point. I started off with something way less than this. You are getting a true direct drive wheelbase, so you're getting that accuracy and the upper level of detail and stuff that you wouldn't get in a gear or belt driven base. So I think it's a great entry point, and I think it's a good way to get people into it.
Cool. Jake?
It's-
That was, hold on a second. That was kind of your final thoughts, too, wouldn't you say?
Okay. I
Okay.
agree.
Jake?
Kind of similar vein. $260 for this, I'd say, is a pretty good deal, especially given everything and just honestly how it felt. I would say just, this is a good option coming from us, but just with how saturated the market is, I would definitely do your homework at least first, just before you buy anything. But if you end up doing your homework and this ends up landing, this is a great option for anybody that's looking to do casual sim racing.
Let me ask you this: you're a kid and you come out to your Christmas tree or whatever.
Oh, I
and
would have
see
lost
this
my mind. Yeah.
under your Christmas tree. Would you be excited?
Oh yeah.
I would, too. I totally would. So now I'll give you guys my thoughts. I think $260 is a great deal for a direct drive wheelbase, decent set of pedals, decent wheel. This mounting clamp, if most people I would say in this price point are not going to have a rig to mount it to. So this is a nice option for desk mounting. And yeah, I mean, when you compare it to like a Thrustmaster T300 or something like that, I would say it's definitely a step up. And yeah, I think for the price, it's good. I'm going to echo what I said earlier with, I think they missed the mark not putting that quick release on it. I know those quick releases aren't that much. Like we sell the Conspit brand for Sim Motion, and we sell that same quick release, the female portion, for $49.
Yeah.
And I know the male portion isn't that expensive, but to keep people in that ecosystem with your brand, I think that's where they missed the mark on this. I'd say the other thing, as far as my final thoughts go, paddle shifters needed some work as far as just placement. I was okay with the micro switch versus a magnetic paddle shifter, but it was that
Reducing
spacing.
the travel space. Yeah, the
Yeah.
travel of the paddle.
Or just spacing them out a little bit further. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they're looking more at a
Wait, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, like
Little tiny
kids,
fingers.
teenagers.
Yes.
I'm thinking this is actually more leaning towards like, younger people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so parents out there, or even kids, you're watching this, this is a great starter option for you. Here's the other great thing about the sim racing industry, just in general. You can buy this, use it, keep it in good shape, keep the box that it came in. Speaking of the box, we didn't mention that it does not show the Xbox licensing on the box. So
No.
it's not an officially Xbox licensed or PlayStation. But keep the box and everything that goes with it. You could resell this on Facebook Marketplace for probably $200 and take that $200 towards your next upgrade.
We do it all the time here.
Yep.
We sell the stuff that we buy to test.
Yep.
Even.
Yep. So, anything else before we go, guys?
No.
I would just like to add that out of all the like low price point bundles that I've ever driven, I'm pretty surprised by how great that brake pedal feels compared to most other things that even are a little bit even higher in price in the bundles.
Yep. I'd say that's definitely one of the pros.
I was pretty shocked.
Yeah, for this. I would like to see a load cell mod. Like there's an alien load cell mod for the R3 or the R5 and the R3 SRP lights, which definitely enhance that pedal set. But yeah, I think for the money, it's right at the top of the list, I'd say, especially for like kids just getting into it. So that's going to wrap things up. Again, we'd like to thank PXN for sending us this bundle to test and review. We really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Hey, we'd like to hear your thoughts on the way this review rolled. Definitely different than the way we normally do it. More off the cuff. Do you guys like doing it this way?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Yeah, I liked it this way a lot better. So hopefully you did too. Let us know. And if you didn't, let us know. Let us know in the comments here. So for Mike Caminetti and Jake Snedden, I'm Darren Ganji. We'll see you guys next time.